be pregnant with the baby of Jesus? We'll find out all of this and more here on Stream On. Hooty hoo, all my friends of the internet. Welcome to Stream On here on the Stream.tv. I am your host, Brooke Bergstoller, here to dish up to you the dirtiest of what's happening on the web today. But let's get it kicking off with what is trending on Facebook. Woo woo! Here is our top story coming from Facebook today, that a young teen is claiming to be pregnant with the baby of none other than Jesus. A young girl named Haley claims to be 9 months pregnant, even though her own church and her mother do not believe her. She's had several pregnancy tests and a pelvic exam, and they've all come back negative. Her own mother literally described her daughter as a compulsive liar and delusional, so it looks like it must be a true story. Jake, what are the people at Facebook saying about this?
Saying a lot of different things. People like Pete Tyrer, Sam Fay, Victoria Hayes, Madeline Holloway. Thanks for commenting, guys. We also got a comment from Sophie Walker. She says, you know, I totally believe her because I've had Lucifer's childhood. Oh, I haven't heard someone burn their own kid like that in a long time. So, you know, congratulations, Sophie.
Yeah, baby or no baby, congratulations to Sophie and Haley. Well, here is our next story for you from Facebook. Taylor Swift and Drake are making beautiful music together, but they're not making love like we all had hoped. Now, Swift started these rumors that her and Drizzy could be a couple when she attended his 30th birthday party last week in Los Angeles, but it turns out that the two are just collaborating on music. Snooze. Collectively, they have 11 Grammy Awards and 56 nominations between them, so if they did hook up, they would definitely be a power couple. What do you guys think? And who is talking about this on Facebook, Jake?
Specifically, I can give you names, Brooke. I can give you names of people who are talking about this. Nicholas Rivas is talking about this. SP Naidu's talking about this, and Stacey Bell's talking about this. Stacey Bell, for example, says, "Too bad her sex skills suck." Wow, Stacey, that seems like some very privileged information. Please tell me the story while I write, and, you know, don't be weird about it.
All right, Jake, don't be weird about learning how Taylor Swift shags. I'm sure we'll find a sex tape in no time at all. Just kidding, she seems pretty locked up. But you know who isn't locked up but should be is Lindsay Lohan. People are losing it on the web right now due to Lohan's new, very weird accent. I don't know if you guys have seen this video yet of Lilo at a launch for her newest nightclub posted by Perez Hilton, but she's speaking to reporters in a super strange, made-up accent. I can't tell if it's like Italian or Greek or English. I have no idea, but Twitter users are currently speculating where the accent came from. My guess is drugs. Now, who is guessing what Lindsay Lohan is up to on Facebook? Jakey Stakey.
Well, Brookie Wookie, we got Brandon Horan, Laura Liu, Sierra Lottie, and Grace Laws all commenting. Thanks, guys. But Desiree McBride shed some light on this, and I think this is actually a pretty reasonable take. She says, this is not an accent. She's using broken English. This isn't something she picked up. This is a mental health breakdown. Oh my God, Lindsay Lohan having a mental health breakdown? I never saw this coming.
Oh, thank you so much, Jakey. Well, thank you for the people on the web right now who are totally pissed at Beauty and the Beast's latest pictures from the set of the film. Now, of course, Emma Watson is set to star as Belle, and we've got Dan Stevens, who's playing the Beast. But the Beast costume, mainly his face, doesn't match up to what people envision. They don't think he's so sexy. The Beast horns were more pronounced than people remember them from the original story, which was a cartoon, you guys, so let's all just calm down. But Jake, I would love to know what our users of Facebook are saying about this. Who's in the conversation?
Well, people like Sarah Jane Thumper Rawson, sweet name, Sean Naronha, Kelly Elizabeth, Jordan Costello. Guys, as always, thanks. Thanks for commenting. Keep them coming. Christine Herrera says, though, very reasonably, he's a beast. A beast is supposed to look ugly. That's the whole point of the story. I agree, Christina, except what about a sexy beast? You ever thought of that? What about all the sexy beasts in the world?
Ooh, you're really playing some trickery on us today, Jake. Thank you for that insight. You're right. Sexy beast galore. And speaking of sexy beasts, is anyone else a huge fan of Soulja Boy besides me? I follow him across all social media platforms, and right now he's getting busted by his other followers for bragging online about waking up in his new $6 million penthouse which actually turns out to be an Airbnb that he's rented. So Twitter users were the first to point out that he's just borrowing the home for $1,000 a night. However, the rapper was happy to share on Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram a foul-mouthed freestyle about the property and its extensive number of bathrooms. You guys, please follow Soulja Boy everywhere. He's the most entertaining dude in the entire world. Well, that's all of Facebook that we have for you today, but make sure you head on over to our page, give us a thumbs up, let us know what you're thinking, and yeah, we'll hear from you over at The Stream TV. Guys, what are you tweeting about today? Well, here are our trending tags. First up, in case you've been living under a rock for the past, 12 hours, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. And of course, Chicago Cubs is trending, taking over the Twitterverse. Our first user had to say this about the Chicago Cubs. The last time the Chicago Cubs won the World Series in 1908, it's been a long, long wait. Yes, it has, my Chicagoians. And our next tweeter had this to say, hell of a game, congrats, hashtag Chicago Cubs. Keeping it simple, I like that. All right, well, our next tag for you guys is none other than the CMA Awards 50. The CMA celebrated their 50th anniversary last night with their award ceremony, and we had Taylor Swift at the show. Our first tweeter said, welcome back to the CMA Awards, Taylor Swift. The stage has been waiting for you. Ah, yes, how sweet. And next up, what a night! I can't wait to get out of these shoes and gown and hair, but I'm keeping my makeup on, from Dolly Parton. Hashtag CMA Awards 50. Dolly Parton, do you ever take off your makeup? I don't know. Well, our next tag for you guys is if I had a magical power, and our first tweeter had this to say, their magical power would be helping all of the animals in shelters get adopted. How sweet is that? How selfless. And then finally, if I had a magical power, I would make this 2016 election a bad, forgettable episode of American Horror Story. You and me both. Wahajat, I can't even pronounce your name. Our last tweet for you guys is I am always inspired by. Our first tweeter had this to say, I'm always inspired by people who can laugh and joke through their adversity, no matter how far down the chips are or how lousy their hands. Oh, wow, super inspiring, Johnny. And our next tweeter said, I'm always inspired by people who aren't self-absorbed, individuals who can share life's trials without complaint. Well, you know what I'm always inspired by? People who have regular bowel movements and go to the bathroom after every meal. That's what keeps me going. Well, that's all we have for you on Twitter, you guys, but make sure you give us a follow. We'll be sure to retweet you, talk to you, and say unnecessary garbage to you at The Stream TV. Here's what's happening in the land of Instagram. One of my favorite accounts out there right now. I know I say that a lot, but I really do love this account. This is at Kanye Doing Things, and it's an account totally dedicated to Kanye West doing different things. Now, the first picture I have for you is of Kanye West with an adorable little Maltese puppy. We knew you were a softie after all, Kanye. Next up, we have Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, very simply, eating ice cream cones. Stars, they're just like us, and they love dairy as well. And finally, Kanye West, again indulging in his love of dairy while eating a bowl of Lucky Charms cereal. And all I'm wondering is that name brand Lucky Charms, or is that store brand Lucky Charms Kanye? Is he like very bougie, or does he maybe save a little bit and buy, you know, whatever Kroger is offering that day? Well, to find out some more behind-the-scenes stuff here happening at The Stream TV, make sure you follow us on Instagram, become part of our family at The Stream TV. But before you do that, I'm going to toss it over to today's movie correspondent, Chelsea London Lloyd, who's going to share with us everything that's happening in the world of cinema. Chelsea, what are our headlines for today, baby girl?
Hey guys, thanks so much, Brooke. We have some fun movie headlines here for you today, and it's also my first time on the show, so bear with me. We're going to just see what happens, okay? Cool. So the next movie in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo sequel is The Girl in the Spider's Web, and they are currently looking for directors at the moment. They have Fede Alvarez at the top of their list. His last movie, Don't Breathe, made over $150 million, so it's no wonder that the franchise is taking him seriously. I'm excited to see if that will pan out. We have some good news for Disney, too. The company has their best box office year to date, with 2 months left in the calendar, and they have movies like Captain America and Finding Dory to thank for that. So go Disney, do your thing, love what's happening. Also, I love what's happening with Mila Kunis. We're going to want to give a special shout out to her for speaking up and openly about sexism in Hollywood. An article came out yesterday where the actress said that a film producer once threatened to end her career after she refused to pose half naked for a men's magazine to promote a movie she was in. That's not cool, girl. So I'm glad she's speaking out about it. She also mentioned if it's happening to her, it's certainly happening to women everywhere, which I agree with. So I'm glad we have role models like her to talk about these things. Also, The Orchard is a film distribution company currently looking for a director for their documentary 11/8/16, and they're currently looking at creator of Girls, Lena Dunham, to do that. I love her. I know she's controversial, so I'm excited to see what will happen in that regard. Last but not least, never mind the bad press, Johnny Depp is putting his divorce behind him and taking a role in the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Him. I'm excited to see that. J.K. Rowling has said there will be 5 films in the series. It's not out yet, but you can catch that on November 18th. I already have tickets. It's going to be so good. And that's pretty much all the movie news we have today. So back to you, Brookie Cookie.
Oh my gosh, do I love you or what, Chelsea London Lloyd? That was fabulous. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow Chelsea across all of her social medias at Chelsea London Lloyd. Oh, I'm sorry, at Chelsea Who Else? Who am I kidding? And we're going to take a little pivot on over to see what's been trending in YouTube or on YouTube. Ooh, here's what's up, my friends, my friends. CNN shared this video where they enlighten the world about another Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, only these folks aren't running for president. There's a new Hillary and Donald in town. Donald Trump is actually a man who is a medical oncologist and has no plans to get involved in politics. And in that very same video, they interviewed a woman who's named Hillary Clinton. She is an event specialist. So super cool. We don't know who they're both voting for, but I wonder if they're voting for themselves. Who knows? Now, our next video comes from one of my favorite channels on YouTube, Maymo. You guys have to subscribe to this. It's a YouTube channel totally dedicated to a dog named Maymo and his sister dog named Penny. And on their latest post, whoever the owner is behind all this amazingness dressed her doggies up in ridiculous outfits for Halloween's. And I know we're a few days out now, but dogs dressed in costumes is always relevant if you ask me. That's all I think. Again, that's Maymo, you guys. Maymo! And finally, this might be a little bit old trending news by now, but I'm so obsessed with it and I want to share it with anyone who hasn't seen this video yet. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. And I hope there's some people watching this who are moaning like, yeah, I've seen it. But for those who haven't, allow me to indulge you. This is a song by a Japanese entertainer, and he's kind of like our Borat. He plays a fictional singer named Pico Taro, and the video is the weirdest thing since Gangnam Style. So make sure you check that out over on YouTube. And be sure to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to our channel at The Stream TV. Oh, Snapchat. It's time for Snapchat. Here's what I discovered on Snapchat's Discover Daily. Vice shared a little video clip for us, giving further information about the current situation at the North Dakota Access Pipeline, the oil pipeline that is projected to be running through clean water and apparently Native American burial grounds up in North Dakota. Now, right now, there are tons of peaceful protesters who are now calling themselves water protectors. They have no weapons, they're not armed in any way whatsoever, they're just offering prayer and peaceful protest. Meanwhile, they're being met with extreme opposition by armed forces. The military's gotten involved at this point. The National Guard is there. They're spraying all of these protesters with mace and shooting them with rubber bullets. It's absolutely absurd. And if you guys haven't heard about the story yet or you want to learn more, you can check out Vice's Snapchat story on that, or just Google NADPL or NDAPL rather, and find out more for yourself about that. Now here is our next Snapchat story for you guys, coming from BuzzFeed. If you haven't heard yet, sorry to be the one to break the news to you, but emojis are changing their game once again. And for those of you who lovingly use the peach emoji as a buttocks, I'm afraid you're gonna have to change your style up a little bit because they're making all of the emojis look slightly more realistic. But here's the pro, they are adding a croissant and avocado emoji. So, you know, you can have avocado toast on your iPhone now, and there's always a silver lining, people. Always something good here. Our next Snap story comes from Complex and is about an Italian man who is blowing up the internet right now because he shared photos, his school pictures online, holding a pair of Yeezys, Kanye West's extraordinarily expensive sneakers, in his school photos. So I actually think I'm a fan of you as well, dude. I think so. And finally, coming from the Wall Street Journal themselves, they taught me that Google is making extraordinary efforts to bring Indian women internet. So a lot of women in India are right now at a disadvantage because they don't have access to technology and they don't know how to use it. So Google is delivering to women in very rural parts of India internet and tech tutors on bicycles because they probably can't get cars over there, or a horse and buggy, or like a mule and buggy is a little too much for an iPad device. So I think that's so beautiful, and I actually commend your efforts, Google, even though the internet can be bad for some of us, it does bring most of the world together. So that's all I have for you on Snapchat, but to find out more about what's happening here at the Stream TV, give us a follow at the Stream TV. Oh man, leave it to Reddit for the weirdest stories yet. So there was a pilot who shared a photo of himself in his stockings at 38,000 feet, and his name is Colin Glover, and you should never get on a plane with him because he's been suspended after it's been assumed that he was, you know, doing the thing while he was flying the plane. He was a British Airways flight, and the company is now investigating into whatever was going on, as flying experts have said that doing such acts while flying are very dangerous. I feel like this is a big old duh. Yeah, dude, don't slap your meat while you're trying to fly a plane. Of course you're gonna hit some bumps in the air. Well, I think that's super weird, and I would love to know what you guys think over on Reddit. Let us know in the comments below, and let us know what you think about this. Speaking of, you know, doing this kind of thing, Hulk Hogan was seen on tape doing none other than that in a video released by Gawker. Now, Hulk Hogan was having sex with his best friend's wife. Oopsie! And the publication Gawker published the sex tape. He took them to court, however, claiming emotional distress, and Hogan has officially won the case, winning $140 million in damages. First of all, I don't think he was hurting to begin with, but that $140 million will certainly make his retirement a little more cushy. Now, who's talking about this over on Reddit, Jake?
We got a lot of users, users like Kev0, deleted user. Not actually a deleted user, he's just being tricky. The Dig, Sir Fappleton, very applicable to this story, but NMEZIB, Nemezib, says, I guess that's what you do when Hulkamania runs wild on you. You pay up. You don't fuck with the Hulk, guys. It's just a rule of life.
Good advice, Jake. Very good advice. Thank you so much. I'll be sure not to punch him in the face if I ever see him. Well, who I will be punching in the face, however, is Apple. The company is refusing to give a customer a refund unless he proves he is not Saddam Hussein. Well, that's probably pretty easy. He took a picture with the product, and his real name is Shakarat Hussein. He's a 26-year-old dude from Birmingham, England, who bought a new iPhone 7 and decided to return it a month later. However, he was informed due to his surname that he was on a government's denied parties list and that Apple will not be taking back their product. A spokesperson for Apple told The Independent, "We offer our sincerest apologies to Mr. Hussein. I feel like that might not be enough, and you're probably deeply offending him and his entire lineage. But I'm not getting offended by this next story, wherein scientists have discovered an amazing wonder of the world, the Jacuzzi of Death, now under the Gulf of Mexico. Or apparently it's been there the whole time, but people have just discovered it. They discovered a warm but super salty 65-degree lake underneath the water. They're also calling it the Jacuzzi of Despair, and it's 3,300 feet underwater. It's a living mat of bacteria and salt deposits, and it's super, super weird. Worms and shrimp are the only organisms that can withstand the conditions of the bacteria, so that's all of the life that they found in there so far. But all I know is I don't ever want to be there. I actually don't ever want to see that. But what I do want you guys to see is our last picture of the day coming from Reddit from r/I is a cute picture of a puppy. Look at this dog. This is a dog and a little cat, and the cat thinks the dog is her mom, and that makes my life better and warmer in all things. Now, Jake, I'm gonna toss it over to you for our last comments of the day. Who's talking about this cute little pup?
Everybody's talking about this cute little pup, Brooke. Reddit loves r/aw. I mean, as should anyone with warm blood. People like Doomsday Dance Party, awesome. Orthonut, Stranger Thingies, ha. Leo Vergories, nice name. But I want to highlight Dojalbert's comment, who says she might grow up to have a more dog-like personality if she follows by Mama Doja's example. That might be wishful thinking, but I wish to believe it.
Mama Doja. I hope people start calling me that. Well, thank you so much, Jake. And thank you, Chelsea London Lloyd, for coming on Stream On today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Find us everywhere across all social media at The Stream TV. And I guess we'll see you next time, my friends. That is what we call a stream off. Woo woo. Bye. Get out. Oh. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. While you're here,